Bringing you some fun on a Monday night. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here along with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. And guys, what do you think we'll be seeing from Dwight Howard in this one?
Tell you what, he takes a lot of punishment inside. When Howard gets the ball in deep, defenses are looking to foul him hard because of his difficulties at the free throw line.
And he's a devastating finisher when you let him power it up to throw it down. He's a former dunk contest champ, Steve, so you give him a chance to do that, he'll make you part of his highlight reel.
And so the Houston Rockets get the first points of the ball game. Here's Green. Good on the shot.
Well, you know, Jeff Hornacek, the new coach of the Phoenix Suns, a 14-year career as an NBA shooting guard, and he was terrific as a player. Spent his first 6 in Phoenix and only recently really got into coaching, starting as an assistant with the Jazz in early 2011.
Here is Harden after the made shot from Green. 5 on the clock. Harden kicks to Lin. That 3 off the mark. The Suns on offense. And back to Coach Hornacek, the 16th coach in Suns franchise history. He's raised his 3 kids in Phoenix. Stevie's put down roots there. Looks like he would like to stay for the long term.
Well, he was a tremendous player for the Suns back during the prime of his career. So this is a great fit, coaching the Suns. A guy who played the game with tremendous intelligence and an even-keeled demeanor. Should serve him well as a head coach.
Here's Parsons after the made shot from Green. Harden the pass to Lin. No luck. Nice D from Dragic. And here comes Bledsoe. Here's Morris. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Morris has got his first basket. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Dragic against Lin. Harden outside. Lin dishes to Harden. Second chance shot. Asik no good.
Kind of a shaky first few minutes, guys. 5 field goal attempts, only 1 made.
It's Dragic with the drive. Kicks to Bledsoe. To the left wing. There's Green with the 3. Dwight Howard grabs the board.
That's the first miss for this offense. They've hit 3 or 4 to start.
Shot to stop the drought. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, you know, guys, the Houston fans could be forgiven for not having heard of Omer Asik when the Rockets signed him as their starting center a season ago. He was a second-round pick out of Turkey in '08, a backup in Chicago, but he's quickly shown himself to be a key piece of this promising young core.
That free throw missing. And you have to give the Rockets credit for going after Asik, a player who never averaged more than 15 minutes a game with Chicago, a restricted free agent with the Bulls, and became a very important part for the Rockets.
Well, they clearly saw something special with Asik. He's a great rebounder and defender, uses his body, understands angles, and plays that verticality really well as a defensive center.
He hits the second from the line.
Well, you know, I tell you what, guys, it's a tough road to hoe when you're trying to rebuild in the Western Conference. There's just no room or margin for error, and teams pile on while you're down.
Now here's Bledsoe. Phoenix shooting their first free throws of the evening. The free throw drops for Bledsoe. And good on the second, so he makes them both. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Harden outside. Outside, Lynn. The pass to Howard. Inside, here's Hasek, and that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. And Phoenix has possession. Dragic off the pick from Morris. Dragic kicks to Gortat. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Well, I tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
Well, that's the key to basketball. Get the ball inside into the paint, either with a pass or with penetration.
Outside, Lynn. Howard setting the pick for Lynn. Here's Hasek, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. Hasek's got 5 points so far.
He has such a knack for scooping up the rebound and then making a defense pay.
Lynn against Dragic. There's Green with the three. And it's Lynn with the rebound. Rockets trail. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, Kevin McHale had a few moments for me. We talked about some of the matchups he'll be watching in this game, and he told me, quote, I'll be looking at how we deal with Marcin Gortat. He's a guy who can score in any number of ways, posting up, pulling up from outside, or rolling to the rim. And he's also a factor on the glass. Guys, Gortat might not be a household name, but he's an impact big man in this league, no question.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Green, the pass to Dragic. Good! Dragic has got his first basket of the night.
Well, I like the way he orchestrated in tight that time, fellas.
Lynn dishes to Harden. Back to Lynn. Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Phoenix has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Bledsoe against Harden. Bledsoe kicks to Green. That doesn't go either for Green. The Rockets have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Bledsoe with it, and it's Harden picking him up. This is to Dragic. Outside for Bledsoe. Suns moving the ball around. Shot clock at 6. Out of bounds. Suns ball as Phoenix keeps possession.
Boy, that pass was in the air a long time.
Long enough for him to get a finger on it anyway and send it out of bounds.
Lenz checked in for Gortat. The Suns leading. 5 to shoot. Here's Dragic. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And the Rockets making a change here. Smith has checked in. Houston's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Harden kicks to Smith. It's stolen by Morris. Here's Bledsoe, and he slams it one-handed.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
And for Houston, they're shooting at around 44% in the early goings here. Smith with a screen on Bledsoe. There's the feed to Parsons. Back to Harden. Shot clock at 5. Lynn kicks to Smith. All alone. Up again. It's good on the putback.
You gotta love his position near the hoop, anticipating the play and getting the putback.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. And Phoenix making a change here. Morris has checked in. For Phoenix, they've gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
The Rockets have gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. Lynn the pass to Harden. Back to Lynn. Parsons dishes to Harden. Clock at 6. He kicks to Lynn. Houston needs to get a shot out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Phoenix has gone 0 of 4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Dragic kicks to Len. Back to Dragic. Shot clock at 6. The Suns need to get a shot off. And the dunk by Len. This game's going to take a big swing. Clark, if the D continues to clear out like that and give up easy dunks.
Yeah, that's the kind of defense we expect to see in a blowout, Kevin, or even an exhibition game, not a close game like this.
Look how frustrated Steve is over this.
Well, you know what, Kev? Come on, Kev. I just like that he didn't choose to just lay it up there. I mean, he threw it down with force.
Well, guys, Goran Dragic signed to a big 4-year contract by the Phoenix Suns last season. Really has played well. He's crafty, he's clever, he's got good size, can finish at the basket, and also can shoot the three. He's a lot of fun to watch.
Now Dragic. James Harden missing on the 3. No good from Dragic. Harden the pass to Howard. Harden dishes to Lynn. He feeds it to Howard. Harden outside, and as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball. And Dragic actually drafted by the Suns back in 2008 with a second-round pick. And Steve, you know a little bit about him. They had the good sense to bring him back.
I did draft him, Kevin, and a guy we liked for a long time before that draft. He's turned into an excellent player. The Suns brought him back after losing Steve Nash, and for a team looking to build and go young, he's been a good fit.
And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Well, if you're going to set a screen like that, you've got to make sure your feet are set.
I agree with you, and I thought maybe he was set that time, Steve. I thought it was a good screen on his part.
Rockets trail by 4. And Beverly kicks to Harden. Feeds it to Garcia. Here's Tucker. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on James Harden. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Suns.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
And they're also showing some muscle here in the first half, finding a lot of points in the paint area.
And he makes the first. And he makes both free throws.
You know, the Rockets did a lot to make over their backcourt last season as they brought in 2 big names in Jeremy Lin and James Harden, and that's not always an easy adjustment. It took a little time for both of those guys to figure out how to coexist in the pick-and-roll offense. The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
And the Suns miss again. Rockets trail by 4. And Clark, as you said, it took some time for this Houston backcourt to learn how to play with each other, but that is the case for any duo. Eventually, Steve, they found a happier medium, and that initiated some great offense between them.
Well, they were much more effective down the stretch last season, Kevin, and I thought it really showed in the way Lin and Harden kind of played off of each other. So, you know, a lot of teams, they seem to want to have that second option for bringing the ball up or for attacking, and it is very effective to have a couple of guys who can each attack and create.
And so it's Houston with it, following the miss by Marcus Morris from deep. Just 5 on the clock. Beverly, the pass to Garcia. Off the left rim and out. Suns have gone an even 50% from the field. They are 7 of 14 for the game. Marshall dishes to Tucker. No good from outside. Houston's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Beverly takes it off the glass. Beverly's got 5 minutes.
Seems like they're on their heels every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse.
Houston in the lead. Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession. Well, Phoenix shooting 44% overall here in the first quarter. Back to Brown. Takes a 3. And that one's good. And the Suns lead by 2.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
And now the first timeout called. On defense, Phoenix. Here's Beverly. That's good. Beverly's got it all tied up now for the Rockets.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys.
Timeout called. The Suns.
Well, it certainly had the makings of a great story. Harden versus his old team, the Rockets coming back with a big Game 5 win. If they could get Game 6, they'd be able to force that final 7th game and maybe pull off the upset, but it wasn't meant to be.
.114 left in the first quarter. Now, here is Morris, guarded by Harden. Morris kicks to Brown. Another 3 for Phoenix. Well, going back to the Rockets in the postseason, a lot of people had them picked to get steamrolled. But, Steve, they put up a solid fight and really turned some heads with how they played.
Well, the easy answer was because of the Westbrook injury. That's how Houston was able to really take Oklahoma City deep into that series. But I think there's more to it than that. The Rockets have tremendous offensive firepower. I think they're gaining momentum as a franchise. And heading into this year, I think they're one of the scariest teams in the conference.
It was mostly just spot minutes for Kendall Marshall in his rookie campaign, but around the halfway mark of last season, he was able to work his way into the rotation a bit more. And I think he got a taste of what it's like to run an NBA team, and I think he's got the potential to be a very solid point guard going forward.
The first free throw is good. And Kendall Marshall, drafted 13th out of North Carolina last season. The knocks on him were shooting and athleticism, but he knows how to run a team, that's for sure.
He does, Kevin. He's an outstanding passer, floor general. He's been compared to maybe a guy like Mark Jackson, but he'll need to shoot the ball a little bit better to solidify his place in the league.
Here's Beverly, 7 points in the game. Smith on the wing, covered by Len. Harden the pass to Beverly, down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Smith, rejected by Morris.
You know, a team's rebounding is one of the great measures of its energy, and theirs has been terrific in the first quarter.
Yep, they were ready to go right from the opening tip.
And here we go with James Harden. 2 on the clock, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
That's his first personal foul.
It's his first trip to the line.
Rockets, James Harden. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and Phoenix making a change here. Harden hits them both. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Suns lead by 4. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. The second quarter beginning in just a moment. And from what we've seen, guys, from the Suns, what are you thinking so far?
Big boost from their bench there, guys, in that first quarter. They did a nice job coming in and really giving this team a lift.
Yeah, it's a nice attribute to have. Firepower coming off the pine early. That's good stuff.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Markieff Morris and Marcin Gortat are down low. Dragic is out there at Bledsoe. And it's Tucker in at the small 4. Rockets trail by 4. Outside, Garcia. He dishes it to Lin. Passes to Ashe. Back to Lin. Just 5 to shoot. He's on target from 8 feet out. Lin's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for Houston. Bledsoe dishes to Dragic. To the wing right side. And stolen by Garcia. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, guys, for Dwight Howard, a perfect fit with head coach Kevin McHale. So often, head coaches are former point guards, but in McHale, a Hall of Fame power forward. Howard has a coach he can quite literally see eye to eye with. And McHale is one of the all-time great post-up scorers. And for Dwight Howard, he said that was the biggest reason for his decision to come to Houston, saying, quote, "I felt he could really help me develop in the post." Guys, back to you.
You don't see many great back-to-the-basket big men these days. He's one of the best, certainly. Now Lin. Following the three-point attempt by Aaron Bledsoe. And Howard with the stuff.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
Well, that's how you send it. 2 hands and hammer it down.
And here are the Suns now. The Rockets making the shot. Bledsoe kicks it to Tucker. The dish to Dragic. Gortat inside. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
You know, Marcin Gortat, since he was traded from Orlando to Phoenix, has developed into one of the best centers in the league. He can finish at the rim with either hand. He can step out and make a jump shot. He can pass the ball. Playing awfully well.
First one falls for him. And Gortat has worked in the offseason with Hakeem Olajuwon to develop his post moves.
Yeah, the dream becoming quite the post guru in his retirement days because he was clearly one of the best we've seen in the league. Kobe's been to him. LeBron spent time with him. Dwight Howard. That says a lot about him, but also them, that they would seek him out for help.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
Well, you know, the Suns dropped from being a team that could fight for a playoff spot to the cellar of the West last season. And much of that you could attribute to how much they struggled on the road. Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Here's Dragic following the basket by Dwight Howard. From deep, Green. but they'll get another chance. And again, it's the Suns missing. Parsons passes to Garcia. Latre. And again, it's the Rockets from deep. Well, the Suns did have a lot of trouble on the road, as you were saying, Clark. Only managed to win 8 games as the visiting team, Steve, the entire season. That's not good.
Well, 8 wins is unacceptable, man. It actually tied the Suns with the Kings for the fewest road wins in the entire conference. So, look, this is a young team. They have a lot of learning to do. They've got to add talent. I think the rebuilding project has started, and they're going to get better, but it's still going to take some time.
And that one's good.
Yeah, something that makes him hard to defend is his ability to receive a pass and get off an accurate shot in one quick, fluid motion. So you better beware of where he is on the floor at all times.
One of the premier catch-and-shoot guys in the league, Steve. There's no question about it.
Here's Morris. After the made shot from Garcia, it'll go. The Rocket lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Morris. Dragic against Lynn. Pass to Parsons. Parsons off a pick from Ashik. Lynn dishes to Garcia. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Suns trail by 5. Gortat with the screen for Dragic. Another 3 for Phoenix.
They can't afford to give him that kind of look.
Well, it came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to fight over the top of that.
Now here is Garcia. He has 5. Howard with the screen on Dragic. Garcia can't get it to go.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick, just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. Guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity.
Gortat, it's good. This game is all even. Gortat's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
You know, when he's in that tight with that kind of height advantage over the defender, that's going to be a pretty easy play for him.
Here's Lynn. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
You know, he might not have been able to improve on his numbers from the breakout Linsanity season, but Jeremy Lin last year proved that he's no flash in the pan. He's a starting caliber point guard in the NBA.
And that one misses. And for Jeremy Lin, knee surgery going into last season. He wasn't 100% when the season started, Steve.
But we did see his scoring and shooting improve as the season wore on and as he got healthier.
Len's checked in for Phoenix. Good on the 2nd free throw.
You know, Jeremy Lin made a lot of strides last season on the court, guys, but I think in order for him to take his game to the next level, he's got to be a bigger and more consistent threat from outside. If he can home in on that 3 ball, I think he'll be much more difficult to defend.
Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
Yeah, 5 times already the lead has changed.
Now here's Lin. He has 5. Garcia with the ball. Good on the 3-point shot. Garcia's got 8 points here in this quarter. And for Jeremy Lin, his 3-point stroke did improve as last season wore on.
Well, once he got his legs under him, he was shooting over 40% from long range. And that's key when you're playing alongside a guy like James Harden, who's so good with the ball in his hands. Boy, you wonder what the score of this game would be if they weren't pulling down all these rebounds.
Love what I'm seeing from them in the paint.
Howard setting the pick for Lin. Lin gets a screen from Howard. Pulls up, high post, and he gets the bucket. And it's a 4-point Houston lead.
Things are starting to warm up from the field for them this quarter as they add to their lead.
Yeah, it seems like everybody, Steve, has the hot hand right now.
Now here's Dragic. 5 points in the game, and Green gets it to go.
That is not enough coverage. Got to do better than that defensively. Basically no coverage. I mean, defense did not look very good there.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
Well, coming off his impressive showing in the 2012 playoffs, last season really a breakout season for the dynamic Eric Bledsoe.
Morris is checked in for Phoenix. Houston's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. And Clark, going back to Bledsoe, we knew how tough he could be at the defensive end of the floor, but his progress offensively, Steve, I thought that really turned a lot of heads of GMs around the NBA when he was taking the place of the injured Chris Paul.
Yeah, early in his career, you could back off him defensively. He didn't have a lot of confidence in his shot, but he improved there, and he's such an amazing athlete that he has the ability to play make, to get into the paint and create havoc for the defense.
And here's Bledsoe after Jeremy Lin hitting the three. Morris, no good. Now here's Lin. He's covered closely. In low to Howard. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Dwight Howard is a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, and when he's healthy, he can really anchor a defense inside with his rebounding and shot blocking. A real force in the paint.
For Houston, they have gone 4 of 6 so far from the line, missing a couple.
And you look at the numbers from a year ago, guys, this is a club that hit about 75% of its free throws.
And he can't get the first one. And Clark, for Howard, you said when he's right. But the last few seasons, Steve, I think that's become an issue. Injuries have been a problem.
For sure, his production has waned. He had the disc issue in his back that numbed out one of his legs last year, had to have back surgery. So, you think about everything else, the torn labrum in his shoulder. He's taken a pounding over the years. Not a good foul shooter, so people really hit him hard and force him to the line. You wonder if maybe that has something to do with the injuries. There are very few players in the NBA who can dominate just with their athleticism, but that's what Dwight Howard does. He's not a really skilled guy in terms of passing and shooting, but when he's healthy, there's no one in the NBA who can match him physically and what he does on the defensive end of the floor.
Rockets leading by 3. Lin kicks to Harden. Back to Lin. Into Smith. Howard down after the assist. Let him into the lane. An indication there of why the scoreboard looks like it does. Very passive defense.
But the finish was anything but passive.
No, he hammered that down, Clark. Superb above the rim action.
And Steve, you talked about Howard. I think you can make a case pretty easily that he's the most athletic center in league history. Not just now, but overall in the NBA. When you talk about Clark, his combination of size and explosiveness.
The list is short when you talk about guys of his size with his athleticism, so he clearly is in the conversation. You talk about a 38 to 39-inch vertical and the way he's put together and built. I can't think of another center his size who jumped like that. Tell you what, guys, his size really comes into play when there's a rebound battle going on. He's got an advantage in there.
Smith with a screen on Bledsoe. Pass to Harden. Lets it go with a 3. Goes back up. And Howard with the lay-in. Howard's got 7 points for the quarter.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's gotten it going now.
Bledsoe kicks to Green. No good on the triple.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Harden the pass to Smith.
Well, for the Suns, it's been a hard fall, guys. As recently as 2010, they played in the conference finals last season, had the 4th worst record in the NBA, and they're not exactly stacked with young talent. The rise back to the top is going to be slow and long.
And the first one at the line is good. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for the Suns. Marshall comes in for Eric Bledsoe. No good on the second free throw. Suns trail by 6. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Gentlemen, for the Houston Rockets, a remarkable rebuild process since 2009. They remained around a 500 team, trading for draft picks and young prospects, preserving cap space, and acquiring the elite talents of James Harden and Dwight Howard. They've become, once again, a contender in the West. Kevin, this is a young team poised to make some real noise.
The story of the offseason, no question. Thank you, Doris. Marshall dishes to Len. Kicks it to Morris. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Motiejunas' shot is good.
Defense pretty much helpless there, stopping that layup. I think too much of a mismatch in terms of height.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket. And Steve, not only is their lead big, but their advantage on the boards is huge too.
Yeah, well deserved. I mean, they have worked their tails off on the glass.
Getting better and better. Got that field goal percentage up in the 60s now.
Now they've dialed it in here in the second quarter. They are on fire.
And the Suns call time.
You know, when you get an influx of talent through the draft like the Rockets did prior to last season, the initial reaction is excitement, but then you think about, man, how are we going to get these guys ready to play NBA basketball? And the Rockets did a nice job by taking it easy and bringing them along slowly.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thank you, guys. I had a chance to find out what Jeff Hornacek was discussing with his players. He'd like them to better establish the transition game, to pick up the tempo and put pressure on the defense in the open floor. The next message he had for them was that they should be attacking the basket on offense. He felt very strongly that the defense they're up against is vulnerable down low. I'm sure Coach is hoping those changes turn the tide in this game and shrink the deficit before halftime. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. Now, here's Marshall. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. And for the Rockets, you look at how that strategy worked out for them, and it was exactly what they needed. Got off to a quick start last year, and, you know, Steve, toward the end, their rookies were fresh and able to contribute when it mattered most.
You know, Kevin, it's hard for fans to see a player get drafted and not immediately see the floor, but a lot of times that's the best route. You know, you give a player time to adjust, you make him earn it, and by the end of the season, he can be a very effective player. I think plenty of the Rockets players proved that last season.
Now, here's Marshall after the miss from Smith. From deep. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Harden's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Outside, Lynn. Here's Motiejunas. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Suns trail by 11. It's Brown with the drive. There's the pass to Marshall. Good ball movement here by the Suns. And Shannon Brown picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Terrific defensive play to cut him off and square up.
He took a shot, excellent toughness to get in there and make a play. I love that kind of work.
Gortat's checked in for Len. 27 seconds left to play here in the half. Lynn against Brown. 15 seconds left now here in the second. Out to the right wing. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Beverly. Dishes it to Motiejunas. Three-pointer. Can't get it to go. Here's Tucker. Can't hit. And so that brings the first half to a close. Rockets on top, up 11. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Dwight, you guys have built a nice lead. How did you achieve that?
We're just trying to play good defense. It's tough down there, you know, but we're doing a good job of making them just shoot one shot and get out and run.
Dwight, thank you. Kevin, always a good thing when it's one and done for your opponent.
Thanks, Doris. And, folks, the halftime show is coming up next. And then it's on to the third quarter. We'll step aside right now.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Monday has almost come to an end. Let's celebrate with a little halftime show. A full steam ahead for the Rockets, playing great basketball. And if you like scoring, you love their first half of basketball. They're putting up points, doing it rapidly, in a variety of ways. It's hard to slow them down. A great performance by Jeremy Lin in the first half. 13 points, and as usual, he's been handing out a lot of assists. And still hanging in there, the Phoenix Suns. The outside shot just not there for them today, but that certainly hasn't stopped them from trying. You might see some adjustments after the break. There's been a lot of great work by Eric Bledsoe in this one. We've come to expect performances like this one from him. And back we go to Houston. Thanks so much for being with us on 2K Sports at the Half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
A bird's eye view of the Toyota Center as we welcome you back to downtown Houston, Texas. It's been one outstanding game from Lin.
Well, he's seen the court so well tonight. He's made some phenomenal passes here in the game so far in that first half.
You know, some folks say he's not a playmaker, but he's dispelling all of that nonsense.
On either wing, Harden and Parsons. It's Asik paired up in the front court with Howard. And it's Lin in at the point guard position. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Now here's Dragic, and that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession.
10 seconds on the shot clock.
10. Green kicks to Dragic. 6 on the shot clock. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's going to be on James Harden.
Tell you what, you've got to give the Houston Rockets a lot of credit, guys. After losing their franchise players to injury and age back in '09, they've managed to rebuild this team without tanking for lottery picks or going all the way to the bottom of the heap. Very impressive.
First free throw is good. And for the Rockets, they've been very shrewd acquiring undervalued players, trading for draft picks. Steve, all in the hopes of swinging big trades for superstars.
Well, and then when they acquired James Harden, they finally got a cornerstone player. Now all of a sudden you throw in Dwight Howard, you've got another foundational player. So all these years of tinkering and trading and moving picks and moving players, it's finally paid off, and now he's got the team he was hoping to put together.
You know, it's no secret around the league, guys, that the Suns either have one of the best medical staffs in the game or they've built their practice facility by the fountain of youth. More evidence of that came when Jermaine O'Neal found new tread on his well-worn tire. Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Yeah, this is threatening to get kind of ugly out here.
Now here's Dragic to the left side wing. Here's Bledsoe, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Well, Clark, as you said, a lot of the players that left the Suns last season, such as Steve Nash and Grant Hill, had trouble keeping their health up. And Steve, I don't know, you've been in that organization. Whatever they are doing that are keeping those players healthy and in top shape has been working. They are admirable in the way they have led that cause.
Well, it's a tremendous training staff. They've just always done a very good job of keeping their guys healthy by getting them in the training room every day for work, by combining the strength program with the training schedule. But a lot of confidence in that staff from the players, and I think it really shows.
Bledsoe hits them both. Rockets leading by 9. Outside, Lin. The feed to Asik. And he gets it to go. Asik's got 7.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
Harden against Bledsoe. He kicks it to Morris. He feeds it to Dragic. somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Dragic has got 4 points this quarter. Harden sets the pick for Lin. Parsons outside. The basket good off the assist from Lin. And the Rockets lead by 12.
Nothing but money for them to start the half. They've made all 3 of their shot attempts.
Bledsoe passes to Green. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Feeds to Gortat. The drive by Green. Lets it go from deep. And he knocks it down. Good looking 3 there from Morris. Morris has got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Outside, Lin. Parsons, right side. Harden with it. Eric Bledsoe covering.
Now still a great start to the half after hitting their first 3, even before that miss.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Harden kicks to Howard. Baseline J on the way, and the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
Well, I tell you what, when you get this kind of effort and efficiency from him, they're a really hard team to beat.
Timeout called, the Suns.
You know, all coaches hate defensively when you give up easy points in the paint. That's inexcusable. So that's the reason for this timeout here.
I think it came down to the fact they were getting beat inside, and that's why the coach called timeout. They were not winning the battle inside.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what Jeff Hornacek had to say to his team. He wants his players to step up the pace. He told them they should be looking to get out and run every chance they get. The other thing he discussed with them was that they should be forceful with the ball. He said if they see a gap in the defense, they should go straight to the bucket. Well, they need to make something happen before the start of the 4th quarter, and maybe those changes will do the trick, Kevin.
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Rockets leading by 9. Harden outside. It's stolen by Morris. To the paint. Here's Bledsoe. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
That's right where they wanted to go with the ball on that possession.
Lin against Dragic. Harden kicks to Lin. Harden outside. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Boy, guys, it was a tremendous all-star season for James Harden a year ago, and LeBron James declared Harden a superstar. No small praise from probably the best player in the world right now. And I think people are coming around to accepting that Harden really is a superstar player.
He misses the free throw. And for Harden, signing a 5-year, $80 million extension with the Rockets last season, the Thunder felt they just couldn't afford to pay him that much with the luxury tax penalties looming ahead.
Well, they already had max players in Westbrook and Durant, so they didn't feel going forward that they could have 3 max guys. So Harden moves on to Houston. Turned out to be an excellent move for the Rockets. He played awfully well last year.
Take a look at what Harden's been doing. 10 points, and he's contributed 3 points from the line, too.
Yeah, those are always easy points. I mean, when you can get to the line and knock them down, sometimes that's the difference in the game, Clark.
Bledsoe with it, and it's Harden picking him up. Bledsoe dishes to Morris. Back to Bledsoe. Clock at 6. Here's the floater, and he gets it to go. Bledsoe's got 16.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school. Just physical play in the paint. Dominate.
Another miss by Harden.
Been a poor shooting performance for him today, but luckily for them, a lot of his teammates have come through.
Morris kicks to Bledsoe. He dishes it to Morris. A second chance effort. Gortat misses. Houston leading by 6. Outside, Lynn, and there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Well, an illegal screen is one of the toughest calls for the official to make.
You know, I agree with you. You've got to have some sympathy for the referees when they have to make calls like that, but they get paid well, and they're the best in the business, so they can handle it.
Lenz checked in for Gortat. Suns trail by 6. Now here's Dragic. 9 points in the game so far. Bledsoe outside. Bledsoe left side. Lynn. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded out physical game.
Yeah, that was your game, Clark. Pound it inside and take the ball right to the defense.
That's what I tried to do, man. I knew my limitations.
And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Here is Harden after the Suns pick up 2. Parsons outside. Back to Harden. Nice jump shot. Good. Harden's got 12.
Bucket there, and I'll tell you what, that was an important shot.
Yeah, it sure was, Steve, because it stopped the bleeding a little bit, and now they've got something positive to hang their hat on.
Now here's Len. Back to Dragic. Into Green. Len kicks to Dragic. Shot clock at 3. Can't get it to go. So Houston will take it the other way. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Harden the pass to Parsons. And he finishes nicely on the layup. And now a 6-point Rocket lead.
Heads up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
And it's Bledsoe off the drive. Unloads from 9. And that's good for 2. Bledsoe's got 10 points here in the second half.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint. I guess the good news is they've taken away the outside shot.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter how good their perimeter defense is if they're going to allow inside looks as easy as that. That's some good play tonight for Lynn. He's got 13 points, and he's knocked down a pair of three-pointers in this game, too.
Well, they might want to think about setting a few more screens for him to try to give him another open look or two.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
Guys, their play close to the hoop has been great all game.
And how about the touch they've displayed from long range, guys? I mean, as a team, they are really shooting the ball well and executing from the perimeter.
And that one falls for Lynn.
You know, this is a common problem for them, their inability to consistently knock down their free throws.
And Phoenix making a change here. Morris is checked in. Both free throws good from Lynn. Suns trail by 6. And here's Bledsoe. He's got 20. Over to the left wing. Morris kicks to Dragic. Suns moving the ball around. Shot clock at 6. Dragic picks up the loose ball, but he was in the backcourt. They'll give it up. The Rockets making a switch here. Beverly's checked in. So it's the Rockets now. Harden outside, passes it to Parsons. Buries the long-range jumper. Parsons got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Rockets.
You know, most players have a favorite spot on the floor, and for him, it's the corner. He loves to let it fly from over there.
You know, there's something about that angle that just suits his eye, Steve. He's extremely comfortable when taking that shot, either side.
You know, they really aren't putting up any resistance on the low block. That's the 5th consecutive basket inside.
And, Steve, these looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Here's Harden, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
How about that? Breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk.
A nice way to pad that lead a little more.
Yeah, you got that right.
Suns trail by 9. Now Bledsoe. He's got 22. Here's Tucker. Offline with his 3.
You know, there was a time when the Suns were an up-and-down team. They'd push the tempo and do everything they could to get layups and shoot the 3. Those days are history now. They're just not a very good shooting team from outside anymore.
Here's Dragic after the made shot from Beverly. Dragic off the pick from Len. And Tucker kicks to Morris. There's the dish to Dragic. 6 to shoot. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Smith. Harden with it. Now defended by Tucker. Here's Smith. Nice D from Len.
He's far too tentative in the paint, and even more so when the defender is up tight on him like that time.
Bledsoe kicks to Dragic. Pass to Len. Dragic dishes to Morris. Shot clock at 6. Dragic left side. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Dragic has got 11. Well, Clark, you said the Suns didn't shoot the ball well from distance. They would end up 28th in the NBA when it came to the deep ball, Steve, making just under a third of their tries.
Well, of course, a lot of that has to do with the departure of Steve Nash. They didn't have somebody creating those easy looks. Remember, they also were without Channing Frye last year, one of their best three-point shooters who had to sit out the year with the heart issue.
Now, here is Garcia. 8 points for him. Pass to Harden. Smith with a screen on Bledsoe. Harden's shot is good.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting pounded in there. The defense not offering much resistance. They've got to force the ball back out to the perimeter.
Here's Bledsoe. James Harden picking up that last basket. Bledsoe passes to Tucker. Back to Bledsoe. Kicks it to Len. No good. Smith with some nice D. Rockets leading by 13. Harden dishes to Parsons. Those 3-pointers off the mark.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, he had a really good look. I mean, he'll knock that down more often than not.
Here's Tucker. The pass to Morris. It's Dragic with the drive. Morris with the bucket. Morris has got his second bucket of the night. Houston's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Harden kicks to Beverly. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Beverly's got the lead up to 13 now for Houston.
They are owning the lane right now. Every one of their last 10 points has come either at or near the rim.
Great looks in tight because they're finding lanes to the hoop whenever they want them.
Now here's Dragic. 11 points in the game. Tucker the pass to Dragic. Morris dishes to Dragic. The baseline jumper goes down. Dragic has got 13.
And his confidence has come back since halftime after really a rough first 2 quarters.
Smith with a screen on Dragic. And that one's good. 13 points in the game.
And another gap in the defense found right there. This is one of the worst defensive performances I have ever seen.
Bledsoe kicks it to Tucker. Outside Dragic. Tucker the pass to Dragic. Dragic left side. Banked in off the glass.
The points just keep coming for him this quarter. And just at the right time, too, as they try to narrow the deficit.
Here's Harden. Shot is blocked. Bledsoe right side. A baseline J. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Rockets lead by 11. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. And now we present our State Farm assist of the game. With 5 total assists in the game, we've seen some great passing tonight from Lynn.
And his passing ability is why they make sure the offense runs through him on a regular basis. Great assists like the one we just saw.
Rockets leading by 11. On the court now for the Suns, getting going here in the 4th. Markieff Morris and Marcin Gortat are down low. Brown out there with Kendall Marshall. And it's Green in at the 3 slot. Here's Beverly, and there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Well, tough call there on that illegal screen.
He didn't look set to me, Steve. I thought that was a good call.
Suns trail by 11. Gortat with the screen for Marshall. Dishes to Gortat. The feed to Marshall. Morris kicks to Marshall. Oh, good on the triple. Here comes Jeremy Lin. Here's Harden on the wing. Misses off the right iron.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
Stolen by Harden. And we played through about a minute here in the 4th. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball. Now here's Monty Eunice. Gortat covering. Harden's shot is good.
Defensively, I think they've got to do a better job of bodying them up.
Yeah, they're getting outclassed in the paint at both ends, really.
Marshall dishes to Gortat. The Rockets pull it in. Asik's got his 6th rebound on the night. Harden the pass to Asik. Harden kicks to Lin. Lin gets a screen from Monty Eunice. Shot clock at 6. Lin dishes to Asik. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And the defense looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Yeah, I like that. A foul to save the layup. Make him earn it at the line.
At the line for your Rockets, Omer Asik. At the line for 2.
First one falls for him.
Looking at the game for Asik. He has 8 points and a pretty good rebounding performance from him also.
Yeah, he's been establishing terrific position, boxing out very well and battling hard for every rebound.
Houston making a switch here. Howard's checked in. Both free throws good from Asik.
Kevin, right now, they're doing a good job at the line. They're hovering around 83, 84, 85% from the stripe. That's good stuff. I mean, that's well done.
Now, here is Gortat. He kicks to Green. And he drops it in from the low post.
That bounce pass got him the ball in rhythm. Nice play.
Rockets leading by 13. Harden sets the pick for Lin. Kicks it out to Harden. He's
Watch out! Wow, that was unbelievable.
Look at that.
How about that?
Look at that. The Suns have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Now, here's Marshall, guarded closely. He feeds it to Brown. Good D by Howard.
Textbook defending there. He didn't give him an inch of space to get that shot off.
Yeah, great footwork and terrific positioning, Clark.
Lin the pass to Monty Eunice. A 3 ball. Phoenix grabs the miss. It's Brown with the drive. Feeds it to Gortat. Brown kicks to Gortat. Omer Asik with the rebound. Asik's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Lynn with it, guarded now by Marshall. Passes it to Howard. Brown against Harden. Outside, Lynn drains it from beyond the arc.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist number. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
Now, here's Marshall. Gortat inside. He dishes it to Marshall. Now, here is Morris. He's guarded by Asik. 3 on the clock. Here's Marshall. And it's good. Houston leading by 16. Here is Harden. Outside, Lynn. No good from outside. The Suns have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Here's Green. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Houston's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Harden kicks to Moniunas. And the 3 ball is good.
That's 2 straight quick 3-pointers they've allowed.
They better not make it 3 straight, because now all of a sudden you're looking at a hot streak.
Brown outside. Over to the wing. Green dishes to Gortat. Got a piece of it. Howard with the steal. Harden gets a screen from Asik. Harden the pass to Moniunas. And it's Houston with another. Suns trail by 19. Marshall with it. Out to the right wing. Morris kicks to Brown.
Look out, man!
The rim is shaken. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
That's how he makes his presence felt.
And we see him do it time and again. He is a special talent.
And
Sure is.
an entertaining one at that. Just an unbelievable finisher.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. Now here's Howard, and he gets it to go. Howard's got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, guys, it's his consistent shooting that's really helped get his team into a position they're in right now.
Here's Marshall. Rejected by Howard. Lynn with it, guarded now by Marshall. Now here's Lynn. There's the dish to Moniunas. No good on the 3. Suns trail by 19. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Here's Gortat, the turnaround jumper. Count it.
The turnaround jumper, that was a thing of beauty.
Houston's gone 2 of 5 on 3-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Lynn dishes to Harden. Back to Lynn. Out to the right wing. Here's Moniunas. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Lynn's got 6 assists in the game. The Suns have gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Here's Marshall, and it's blocked by Moniunas.
In this quarter, he's really been off the mark. He just looks a little bit unsettled.
Lynn against Green. Harden outside. Howard setting the pick for Lynn. Just 5 to shoot. Asik no good.
Well, he's wide open there, but really struggles from that range. Maybe there's a reason he's open.
Brown with it, and it's Harden picking him up. It's Brown with the drive, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Brown's got 4 points now in the quarter.
You know, the height difference there is huge, but he canceled it out with great body control in the air.
Exactly, Steve. He got to the hoop and wouldn't allow himself to be manhandled by the big boy.
Wow, such a steady hand. He's the one responsible for getting them this late lead.
Can't argue with that at all, Steve. His shooting percentage has been off the charts.
Now, here is Gortat. Pass to Bryant. Back to Gortat. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Pass to Harden. Kicks it to Howard. Got it. Good job in the low post. Howard's got 12 points here in the second half.
And he's made the most of his chances, hasn't he? He really needs to continue to work for those good looks.
Now, here's Marshall, defended by Lynn. Marshall gets the bucket.
They've raised their field goal percentage just above 50% here. They actually look like a totally different team than what we saw in the first half. Much better execution offensively.
Timeout called, the Rockets. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, guys, Kevin McHale had some advice for the team in that last break. Improving their inside game, particularly at the defensive end, is what he wants them to focus on right now. Getting bodies down low and forcing more shots to come from the perimeter. Guys, we'll see how Coach's direction pays off as this one winds down. Kevin?
All right, Doris, thanks. Now here's Parsons. And the pass to Lynn. Dishes it to Howard. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Rockets the pass to Green. Can't get it to go. And Houston the other way now. Harden kicks to Lynn. Howard with this screen on Bledsoe. Lynn dishes to Howard. Back to Lynn from the arc. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. 21 points here for Lynn.
This is incredible. It's been a three-point barrage since halftime.
Yeah, whether by design or by accident, it has been impressive.
And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
Rockets leading by 20. The feed to Howard. Makes it off the glass. Howard's got 23 points.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. And that's a good strategy when you're on top.
And he gets it back.
So far in the game for Gortat, 9 points, and he hasn't forgotten to get his teammates involved either.
Well, that's important, Clark. I mean, he's conscious of the fact that moving the ball around gets the defense to move. It forces them to work, and it creates a better offensive flow for his own team.
He's off on the first.
Well, Marcin Gortat, maybe not a household name just yet. A former late second-round pick. Started his career backing up Dwight Howard in Orlando and did a good job there, but now starting to excel as a starter.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. Rockets leading by 22. Parsons, right side. Doubled by Dragic. And the Rockets with possession here. 6 on the shot clock. They get it back. Smith. He kicks it to Beverly. Feeds it to Garcia. Houston moving it around. Smith's shot is good. And Steve, you talk about Gortat with Phoenix. He's every bit a starting center in this NBA.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see him make an all-star game before all is said and done. He can run, he rebounds well, he's got a nice touch, around the basket. And, of course, he's an excellent catch and finish player in the pick and roll. Well, he did have a three-pointer in the first half, but so far here in the second, he's come up empty. Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just total obliteration. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Houston.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for him, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
It always takes someone stepping up, and that happened here as we got great numbers for Dwight Howard. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket just seems to be incredibly wide.
And here are the Rockets now, after the three-pointer from Dragic. And Morris comes over to help. Bonnie in his pitch to Smith, and it's blocked by Morris. 6-second difference between shot and game clock.
And nothing you can do to salvage this one at this point. Game over.
Not anymore. Any chance they had is gone.
Now here's Dragic. Out to the right wing. Here's Tucker. His three-pointer's off the mark. Here's Beverly. So we see Houston taking the W here. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike games for a coach.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Yes, gentlemen, I'm here with James Harden, and congratulations on a nice performance tonight. It certainly seemed like you guys were confident and in control with the flow of your offense.
Yeah, we just tried to move the ball and make the game easy tonight. We did a great job of actually just, guys getting shots, easy shots, and our defense really stepped up.